What's up, guys? Sorry about that. I am in an acoustic guitar kind of mood tonight, so please bear with me. I'm not really sure what this look is, but I'm kind of feeling it. I don't know if I'm going for some Suzanne Summers circa 1987, but I'll pull it off. I hope you guys are all very, very well. I am making this video for a lot of you who have been messaging me over the past year. I have to say I've gotten messages over and over and over just asking me to help develop. What can I do to develop my psychic abilities? How can I, open my third eye and be psychic, and etc., etc. So this video is going to be developing intuition / opening up your third eye. So I'm going to spit what I know, and hopefully it helps you. So here we go. I love my candles, by the way. That's my little altar. You guys can't see it from here, but let's see. That's my little altar. If you guys don't have an altar, make an altar. When I first looked into making an altar, I kind of felt like it was sort of this witchcrafty sort of word, altar, to have an altar. It was kind of weird. It didn't really resonate with me. So if it doesn't resonate with you, the word altar, make a special little setup. Make yourself a sacred space. Put things that you love there. I have my favorite crystals, which I'm going to show you guys tonight. On my altar, I have a birthday card from my mom on my 21st birthday. On my altar, I have my archangel candles and my organite and my I have a plant, a cactus there to bring in some earth. I have, fire element with my candles. I have feathers, my feather sage wand for the element of air. And just incorporate things that make you feel good, make you feel spiritual, make you feel sacred. Okay, so the beginning of this video, I'm going to try to explain different ways you guys can begin to develop your intuition. For those of you who haven't seen my other videos, the very first thing I'm going to do is tell you to go get the Psychic Pathway. It's by Sonia Choquette. It is a 12-week workbook that teaches you how to identify that voice inside you, identify what your intuition is. What is that? What does that feel like? And then as you begin to develop, as you begin to recognize what that pull is, what that feeling is, that voice inside you, she teaches you how to develop that and pull from that when you feel it. It's an amazing tool. It's something I can accredit a lot of my psychic development to, and I would definitely recommend it to any of you looking to develop and open up psychically. So that said, what is your intuition? Your intuition is your soul voice. It's your guiding force. It's your navigator here in 3D. Now, to 99% of the population out there, that voice is sort of something that we don't know because we are so distracted all day long by technology and advertising and work and accessories and whatever the case may be. We're so distracted by everything around us that we don't even have a second to stop and sort of take a moment to see how we're feeling in here. I think whether you choose to develop psychically or not, I think a strong recognition, the ability to have a strong recognition of your intuition is absolutely mandatory for everybody on this planet. Your gut instinct, your knowingness, this is your intuition. So how do we recognize our intuition? Okay. the way Sonia Choquette taught me and how I'm going to try to explain to you guys. Sorry, I'm just trying to change the music up. Is think about a time when you had a really, 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 really bad feeling about something or someone. Let's say, for example, this is a very obvious example, right? Let's say you're with your friends and you're in high school and you're at the mall and your friend says, here, put this in your bag. Your intuition says, better not do that. There are consequences for that. But your ego says, let's fucking steal the thing. You know what I mean? Let's take it. Let's do it. Right? So you do it. You don't listen to that voice inside you. You don't listen to your intuition. And you get arrested or you get caught. Right? It's that feeling inside you that pulls you a certain way sometimes. I think the most important thing when you're learning about your intuition is to be able to separate your intuition from your ego. This is the most important task, because once you can do that, you're gold. You'll always be able to pick up on your intuition over your ego. Another example I've spoken about in my other videos. It was my senior year at Rutgers, and it was the biggest frat party of the year. And I love Jason Mraz. Of course, I was invited to this party, and I was commuting to school at the time, which was an hour away on the Parkway, because I grew up down the shore. So I had to go up north to get to this party, and every single thing inside me said, Ash, don't go. Don't go. It's a bad idea. Don't go, don't go, don't go. So, of course, my ego said, fuck that. I'm going. It's going to be a blast. I want to have fun with my friends. And there was a knockdown, drag-out fight between two of the frat houses, and cops came, and it was just really, it was a scary mess. That was an instance where I listened to my ego over my intuition. You know when you meet someone sometimes and they just kind of rub you, something about them rubs you the wrong way? Or when you walk into an old building, this used to happen to me all the time when I first woke up. I would walk into an old building and it was like this veil, this feeling that I would get. It's like this, in the pit of your stomach, pull to either do something or not do something. Feel a certain way or not feel a certain way. Feel great about someone or something, or really something's very off about someone or something. It's that pull. It's that voice inside you. It's that angel on your shoulder. That's the easiest way I can explain it. It's that gut feeling. It's like when you're on a roller coaster and you go down, it's like that gut pull that you get, that most of us, again, ignore most of the time, because it's 2012 and I'm going to do what I want because my ego's running the show, and nobody has a moment to sort of stop and look within for anything. We don't have a moment to breathe, let alone stop and sort of center and sort of figure out how I feel about anything, you know? Everything moves so fast. So it's just about understanding that every single one of us has that voice, and it's about beginning to recognize it. You know, it's moments where you're questioning people, places, or things, even for a split. It's going to be for a split second that you feel a certain way about things, and it's about stopping and listening to that pull, recognizing it, 1, 2, 3, and then following it, no matter what your ego is telling you to do. Your inner voice, your intuition will never steer you wrong. You guys who watch my videos, you know I say this all the time. My ego used to get smashed by my intuition when I first woke up, because I was still a spoiled, selfish brat, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do, you know, which was usually be irresponsible and thoughtless towards myself and others. So That's the first step. Understand what is your intuition. What is that voice? What does that sound like? What does that feel like? Once you understand how to recognize your intuition, you can call on your intuition. You can pull from your intuition. So this is going to be step 2. Synchronicities. I want you guys to start documenting synchronicities. This is what Sonia Choquette had me do in my journal when I first woke up, and I'm going to suggest it to you guys. Document the synchronicities in your life. You think about someone and the phone rings and it's them. Write it down. Your ego is telling you to go right and hurry, hurry, hurry because you're running late. But your intuition, everything inside you is saying, go left, go left, go left, go left. And you go right, you go left, the inconvenient way, and you find out later in the day that there was a backup traffic jam, the route you normally take. Write that down. That's actually something that happened to me when I first woke up. Pay attention to nature. I had and still do have birds come to me all the time. My mom comes to me through nature. We used to watch birds together. So when she first died, I would open up my front door and there would be a blue jay sitting legit right on my front porch just staring at me. Recognize those things. Write them down. The reason why I tell you guys to write down the synchronicities is because when you take it out of here, which is just a thought or a concept to us in 3D, even though we're really creating and manifesting with our thoughts, but that's a whole nother video. When you take it out of here and you put it down on paper, you get it out onto paper, you are actually creating that reality. You are creating the fact that you are psychic and this is a knowingness that you just caught on to. Alex Collier calls that a new domain of knowing. You create a new domain of knowing. For those of you who understand what's happening with manifestation abilities and the fact that our thoughts and our feelings are creating in the ether around us, you guys know exactly why I'm telling you to do this. Because you're actually cementing this vibration out into 3D on a pen on a piece of paper. So it's actually creating more of what you wish to have, which is psychic development. Pay attention to your synchronicities. That's step 2. Even if it's the tiniest thing, you guys. Most of these synchronicities when I first woke up, they were things I would forget about normally. Oh, it's just my imagination. Oh, it's just a coincidence. There is no such thing as a coincidence. For those of you who don't know that. No such thing. Every single thing around us is there for a specific reason. And every single thing that happens to us happens for a reason. So begin to understand and document step number 3. In terms of intuition, play psychic games with yourself. I go more into depth with this in a video that I did months ago before I moved to Sedona. Around this time last year when I was on, they were turning my eyes on energetically. I was on. My hands got turned on. All my chakras got turned on. And I made a video about playing psychic games with yourself. Play psychic games with your friends. My friends and I back home, we would, in a car ride on the way to work or wherever, we would send each other symbols or numbers. Okay, it's 1 through 5. Okay, what am I thinking of? And we would focus, sending each other images or numbers. Another thing I did, which I speak of in my other videos, was I would come home from an event in the city when I was working in fashion and doing makeup in Manhattan, and I would come home and sort of before settling down after getting home, I would stop for 5 minutes, and in my mind I would try to remember every single person that I met. What was their name? What were they wearing? What did their voice sound like? What did they smell like? And I would visualize that. I would try to picture it in my head. This is how you begin to open up your third eye. I've officially switched to organic tobacco. Anyway. Once you guys understand what your intuition is and you're able to recognize that voice inside you, play games with yourself on a daily basis. Have your friend draw something for you on a piece of paper and try to pick it up in your mind. Anything you can think of to sort of be psychic. You know, your phone rings. Try to think about before you look who it is. Take a moment. So on top of doing all that, you can start to open up your third eye, which is your sight, your way of seeing psychically. When I first woke up, I was kind of just blasted into all of this, into seeing, into hearing, into feeling. All the clairs just turned on for me. Not everybody's like that. And I go in and out of all of them lately. But when I first woke up, I was on. I was touching walls in people's houses and getting a flash of something that happened there. Or I was hearing spirit. I was seeing spirit all over the place. Some people, like I know Krista is a brilliantly gifted channel, in-body channel. And she's able to sort of open her crown chakra, her stream to these beings in other dimensions and pull them into her actual 3D vessel. However, she doesn't have sight, and she's always complaining about not having sight. This is what I'm going to tell you guys before I talk about developing sight or opening your third eye. This is going to be my little disclaimer. Be prepared. Be ready for what you may encounter when you open up these channels, because once you're on, there's no shutting that off, especially now. As of 2 weeks ago, my guides have been showing me a light switch, and it's not going off anymore. It's on. It's not going away, because the light that's currently coming into the planet, that is down here anchored on this planet, it's such a high vibration that there's no more off the clock time. So be prepared for that before you guys start doing this work, because once you're on, again, there's no going back, which is great, but just be ready. So your third eye is located in between your brow bone. It is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th chakra. We have 7 main ones along our primary meridian, which is our spine. Your third eye, again, is your way of seeing psychically. It is your movie screen. It is your vision, your sight, your true sight. What we want to do when we open up our third eye is develop that screen, develop our ways of seeing. One way you guys can do this is what I did when I first woke up. I had no idea it was going to happen, but it did. I used crystals when I first woke up. I went and bought crystals. I had no idea what crystals were. I didn't really research them much. The first crystal I bought was kyanite. Blue kyanite. It's kind of flaky. It has like a mica-esque quality about it. For some reason, I was drawn to this stone. You guys pick what you like. Use your left hand to pick. Choose stones. Receive energy on your left-hand side. Sorry, I'm all over the place. So I bought kyanite. And I also bought a piece of black tourmaline, which I didn't know what that was either. This is a nice hefty piece that I keep next to my bed. Black tourmaline is a grounding stone. It's a stone that will actually absorb negative frequencies. It carries piezoelectricity in it. It will actually absorb low-lying frequencies and it'll transmute them into light. So I took my high vibe stone and I took my grounding stone and I held them like this. And I played one of my little YouTube meditations because at that time I was just learning how to meditate. And I sat there and I started breathing, and I was just holding the crystals. I didn't have any intentions or expectations. And as this meditation was guiding me through to meet my spirit guide, that was what I was doing. I was doing a how to meet your spirit guide meditation on YouTube. All of a sudden, as clear as day, right in front of me was this man standing there. He looked just like Jesus, actually. Oh, that's my boy right there. I call him Mel. Jason's convinced that it's Melchizedek, which super resonates with me a lot. Who knows, right? Long story short, all of a sudden I'm sitting there doing my breath work, just following this meditation in my mind. It's guiding me up these stairs, and okay, you're standing in a garden and your spirit guide is waiting there for you. And all of a sudden, boom, he's standing like this right in front of me, staring me in my face like this, intently, but I was not afraid. It was a gentle feeling. It was an amazing feeling. And I could see him clear as day. He was wearing, he's here now. He's always over here. I call him Mel. He has long salt and pepper hair. He has a long gray beard. He was wearing one of those long robes that you see in like ancient Roman movies, or old school sort of what kind of movie, like a gladiator movie or something like that, like an old school religious garb robe. And he was wearing these carefully crafted leather sandals, sort of one loop over each toe, and he was just standing there looking at me. And in my mind, I said, okay, I see you. I wasn't freaked out. I wasn't scared. When you guys meet your guides or your higher selves, you will not be scared. You will feel open and warm and loving and peaceful. If you feel any other, close your channel down and come out of your meditation. That's another disclaimer. Anytime you feel off or wrong or iffy about anything in your spiritual work, clear, shut yourself down, close your crown chakra, come out of your meditation. That's mandatory for anyone who's starting out in this work. Be able to recognize that. So he was just standing there, and I said, okay, I see you, in my mind, of course. And I'm sitting there all excited. I'm like, oh my God. So I said, okay, in my mind, I'm like, what's your name? 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 And all of a sudden I see an M in my mind. At the time, I didn't know it was my third eye. It was just my imagination, my head, right? I see M. Okay, I see M. Okay. And I was pulling. Okay, E. Okay, I see the E. Thank you. Okay. And then I saw L. And after I saw the L, I announced it to him out loud. And he started to fade. Like how I could see him, he started to sort of fade away. Because I couldn't hold his energy there. It takes a lot for you guys to make these connections when you first start, so understand that. Understand that your energy field, until you learn how to charge yourself up, which is an amazing practice. I learned that from Ryan. I will give you guys a video below in order to learn how to charge up your energy body in the sun. Until you learn how to make your field bigger and stronger and more powerful, you guys, when you first are starting out, it takes a lot of life force to make these connections, to pull these connections with those on the other side, whatever you want to call it. Higher dimensional beings, those beyond the veil, whatever terminology you guys want to use, it's a huge energetic exchange. So as he started to pull away from me, I understood from my small amount of research that I had done when I first woke up that was what it was. It was just the connection was too weak, and he was fading away. So I came out of the meditation, and I call him Mel ever since, and every time I call him, he is there. So I don't know where I was going with that. That's how I met my spirit guide. He's like my watcher. Melchizedek resonates big time with me. Who knows? I knew that there were many more letters to the name, but that he only gave me what I needed to call on him and that he would answer too. And I'm just so grateful for that. Long story short, go get some crystals to play with. You can do a little bit of research. I would recommend just intuitively going to your local New Age store and sort of, you know, use your senses, use your spidey senses. Feel around with your left hand in the bowls of crystals and take a moment to see which one jumps out at you, because you will feel a jolt when you find the crystals that are meant to be yours. It's a frequency match between you and the crystal. So use crystals. Some really great crystals I pulled for you guys to see in order to help you guys develop psychically. Kyanite, obviously. You can use selenite. Selenite is an overall amplifier, just like clear quartz, but it allows light to flow through it much more easily than quartz does. It has a different chemical makeup than quartz. Because it is silica based, light can flow in and out of it super, super easy. I don't know if you guys can see that. They call it the light carrier. So you guys can play with selenite. My favorite, this is the crystal. The first time I meditated with this crystal, I channeled for the first time. This is scolecite. S-C-O-L-E-C-I-T-E, if I'm not mistaken. I got this in Afghanistan or China, I don't remember. I don't know what's wrong with the color on this tonight, guys. I'm sorry. It's like some weird yellow-green tint tonight. It has like really cool square cube crystals growing on it. I think that's apophyllite, but I don't know. Scolecite will blast you guys open. Super, super high vibe stone. I actually sun charged with this the day that I channeled. I was pulling in sunlight with my left hand. Again, for those of you guys who don't know, your receiving side is your left side. Your sending side is your right side as far as energy. So that's why I say when you're choosing crystals, use your left hand. Receive, feel. So I was pulling in sun energy like this, directly into my palm center, and I was pushing it down my right arm and into my solar plexus with my clear quartz crystal. This is my personal quartz. I love this crystal. It's dope. But anyway, scolecite. You guys can get some scolecite. Be careful with the scolecite. Be careful with these really high vibe stones like moldavite and what's another one? Scolecite, moldavite. What's another one that blasted me open? I don't know. There's a few really, really powerful ones. Be careful, you guys, because like I said before, once these crystals aid you in blasting your development open, blasting these doors open, there's no closing them. So just be ready for that. Another crystal you can use is amethyst. Amethyst is purple. Of course, you can't see the purple. But amethyst corresponds to your third eye chakra, the color violet. You can use amethyst to develop your psychic development. To develop your psychic awareness. It's also known as the sobriety stone. It's really good. When I stopped drinking on a regular basis and I was working towards being sober, I used amethyst. It's known as the sobriety stone. It will help you stay on task as far as drugs and alcohol. So that's another little fun fact about amethyst. Another crystal you guys can work with is moonstone. This is the very first piece of moonstone I bought. This is rainbow moonstone. I would suggest getting rainbow moonstone. I had a really strong connection with it when I first woke up. I meditated with my black tourmaline and my moonstone. Again, black tourmaline for grounding in 3D, and this will bring you up in dimensions. I meditated with this one, and I saw my mom, and I was sitting across from Mel in the meditation, and I had two huge winged beings come, one to my side and one behind me. I saw it all clear as day. So moonstone's another really great accelerator. It all depends on what you guys are drawn to. I'm just giving you some examples that have helped me. So that's how you can sort of blast open your third eye. Use crystals. Again, another way to open your third eye. Develop that movie screen. Visualize. Visualize people, places, and things. When I first woke up, I would come home from, let's say, driving somewhere. I would sit for a minute, just like I told you guys with my networking at city parties. I would try to remember people and details. I would come home from driving and I would sit for a minute and I would try to recall in my mind every single street sign that I passed. Where was it located? You know, what was there? You know, what landmarks were on that corner? What was the name of the street? Was the light green or red or yellow? You know what I mean? Visualize. It's just about developing that screen, that sight. You guys can develop through meditation, just like I did. Find some guided meditations that will help you open up your third eye, that will help you meet your spirit guide. Visualize, visualize, visualize. The best way I learned, like I said before, was trying to just recall details of people, places, and things throughout my day. I would spend just a few minutes and I would go back and try to rewind. And I would recall as many details as I possibly could. Okay, the girl I met, her name was Megan. She was from so-and-so. She was wearing a pink top. I remember she had bell-bottom jeans on and some really cute boots. And her belt, what was her belt? Oh, Hermes. You know what I mean? Like brown leather Hermes. Boom. You know, what kind of jewelry was she wearing? Visualize that. This is the easiest and best way I can give you guys to open up your third eye. During meditation, another tip before I let you guys go because I'm rambling. You can put your crystal actually on your chakra, your third eye chakra. Close your eyes, lay down. Call on your angels, call on your guides, call on your higher selves, even though you guys haven't met them yet. I ask Archangel Michael, please protect me in my psychic work. I shield myself with a bubble of white light, surround me in white light. If you guys don't know how to pull in and surround yourself with white light, call on Archangel Michael. He's there. That's my homeboy right there. He doesn't play, and he will be there. So ask for some protection in any of your work, you guys, before you start. Make sure you clear your field. Make sure you protect your aura. Once you do that, focus with your eyes closed. Focus here. It's almost like you're cross-eyed. Focus here. Try to see the crystal sitting on your forehead, right? Try to feel the crystal. You know, try to picture in your mind its aura. What does it look like energetically? You know, visualize, visualize, visualize. I call on my spirit guide to come forward. We all have many spirit guides, but when I first started, it was my spirit guide, you know. I call on my spirit guide, come forward, show yourself to me. Show yourself to me. Show yourself to me. Show yourself to me. I wish to see you. Show yourself to me. They are there and they want to connect with you. So that's another thing you can do. Call on your squad to come forward and help you open up. I am ready to develop my sight. Show me. You know, show yourself to me. Who are you? What's your name? If you get a letter, don't second guess that. This goes back to developing your intuition. Never second guess your intuition. Your first instinct is always the right instinct. Even if your ego says, oh, that was just my imagination. So, you know, what's your name? Okay, M. Okay, I see the M. I see an M, but no, that's not right. You know what I mean? Trust that. Okay, I see an M. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you thank your guides and your angels and your higher selves, whatever the terminology for you is. When you connect with them, even if it's the letter M, which in 3D, our ego, that means nothing to me. You know what I mean? That's probably just my imagination. That's something, and be thankful for that. You know, acknowledge the fact that they are showing themselves to you, because they will. long story short, you guys, practice makes perfect, just like with anything else. The more time and energy you spend meditating, learning how to clear your field, the more time you spend documenting your synchronicities and developing your intuition, the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. When I first woke up, the thing probably that helped me the most was the fact that I was 24/7 on. 24/7, I was wanting more. Whether I'm at work, whether I'm in my car, whether I'm about to go to bed, I wanted to develop from the bottom of my soul. So the more you guys put in, the more you're going to accelerate, the faster you'll accelerate, just like with anything else. So I hope this helped. I'm really sorry I was all over the place. I'm trying to make a bunch of videos tonight. And, you know, do the work. If you have any questions, I'm here, of course. As far as crystals, I do sell kyanite blades. I do have amethyst pendulums. This is actually AAA quality. This is from Africa, South Africa, banded. Of course, you can't see it. But I do have pendulums. I do sell selenite and a whole bunch of other really fun crystals. So check out my Facebook page, Roya's Closet Inc., if you're interested in some crystals. And otherwise, just keep up the good work. Develop. And I will see you guys very soon. Ciao for now.